is back. Okay, I'm going crazy here. Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of ValiDate. So this may be the last episode, I'm not sure, but depending on how everything goes, we'll see. Maybe there'll be another episode. Who knows? But I really feel like we're at the end of this, just based on the patterns of everyone else's awakening journey. But last episode, we need to address Jalil and Jabari because they're just flat out giving out Amhari's business, which is crazy. But right now we are, I believe, at the school again with Noor for an event. So this is going to be interesting. And I'm actually interested to see if Catherine is going to be there. And if there's an interaction between Noor and Catherine, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be something. But let's go ahead and start. You're sitting in your son's classroom with Noor, waiting for the event to start. She insists you go to events like this together, even though you already know everything that's going to happen during them since you wrote the guidelines on doing them in the first place. See, that's a perk of being like, I think what Amhari is like the head of HR. That's like the perk of that. You know what to expect. She says it helps the boys feel more normal, which you tend to counter by reminding her that they have two divorced lesbian moms, one of whom is trans, both of whom are Muslim. You always lose that particular fight, even if you're correct. You're doing your best not to clench your jaw too hard. Calm down, this will be over soon. Besides, Ali is watching the boys. They're going to be fine. You roll your eyes. Don't tell me what to do. You do take a deep breath, though. It helps, but not because Noor said it would. Joan walks to the front of the class. Hi everyone, my sincerest apologies for being so late. Traffic was a nightmare. I'm Miss Dot, but feel free to call me Joan. We're going to get started in a couple minutes, so just hold tight. I'll be right back. You catch Noor eyeing her up and down as she leaves. Noor! She has nice lips. Noor, you have Ali. It's okay for Amhari to do it because Amhari is not seeing anybody. You, on the other hand, you have Ali. What's wrong with Ali? Don't say that. Well, it's objectively true. Was that covered by insurance? It must be really good policy. Noor! You swat at her, but you hear the compliment buried in her casual tone, and you smile. The two of you seem to be the only people in attendance, which is understandable. Most parents don't want to have anything to do with their children's teachers unless it's to discuss unsatisfactory grades, and even then, that's like pulling teeth. No one wants to believe their children are failing of their own accord. It has to be something the teacher is doing wrong. Oh, hi, Catherine. Oh. Your thoughts are interrupted by Catherine sprinting into the room. Oh. Catherine must have thought the meeting started at 5:30 p.m. because she's at 30 minutes late. Joan was also 30 minutes late. If Noor wasn't so punctual, you'd probably also be 30 minutes late. There's no shortage of seats, but Catherine chooses the one directly next to you for some reason, which traps you between her and Noor. Ooh, what did I say? Well, you're f***ed. Yeah, you're f***ed. It doesn't get any more f***ed than this. There's no way you can just not say anything, and this situation won't go absolutely pear-shaped. Noor, Catherine, Noor. You go ahead and get introductions out of the way so you can brace for the shitstorm on the horizon. You don't know what's worse, the fact that you're here with your unpredictable ex-wife, or the fact that Catherine's totally a loose cannon who might be 5 times as unpredictable as Noor. Nice to meet you, Catherine. Are you a friend of Imhari's? Oh, she's gonna be more than a friend. Catherine's face turned sour like she just ate a lemon. She just ate a lemon, peel it all. You're not going to lie, that kind of hurts your feelings. I'm sorry, ma'am. I've never met this person in my life. They could stop me in the middle of the street and I wouldn't know a thing. Her face twists up like she's forgotten something important. Wait, it was rude of me to assume... Shit. Imhari and I've talked here and there, nothing special. Never got to ask them their pronouns, though. Sorry, I can be a dickhead. At least she's considerate. Is that honesty from Catherine Pindla? It's funny, you can't see Catherine's eyes from behind her glasses, but you can feel the murderous energy emanating from the glare she gives you. Yeah, you better straighten up before she gives you an earful. He is fine. Just be sure to mix it up. Alright, now that's out of the way. We aren't friends. I barely know her. Oh my god. Oh. Catherine. Oh. Our kids go to school together. Unfortunately, the 3 of them are like best friends, so I have to stomach interacting with Imhari every now and then. Every now and again. It's not like I like him or anything like that, because I don't. Oh, I mean, it kind of sounds like you're starting to unlike Imhari, but that's just me. In fact, I've never hated someone more than her in my life. Translations: I have a massive crush on Imhari Abdi, but I'm afraid of being vulnerable, so I have to convince everyone around me and myself that what I'm feeling is the opposite of love, so I don't get hurt again. Yes, that's exactly what she's saying. It's one thing for Catherine to be closed off, but another thing entirely for her to hate you for being gentle with her. Imhari's darling once you get to know him. Give him a second to grow on you. You weren't expecting Noor to have your back on this one. You honestly feel like shit for assuming the worst of her. You really thought Catherine and Noor were going to roast you in a pulpy gristle and dance on your charred bones. See, I was expecting Catherine and Noor to just butt heads for no reason, because Noor just starts shit for no reason. So, Catherine's avoidance of her feelings aside, she's right, kinda. You don't know each other as well as you'd like to. You can be awkward, and Catherine wants to be like the moon, beautiful and untouchable, something that can only be admired from afar. You've been trying to make things right, and Catherine's been heading left the entire time. You've known each other since the accidents. TM. You want to treat her how you wish people treated you when you needed someone to bulldoze the fortress you bunkered down in. No matter how many times Catherine pushes you away, you will never stop treating her with kindness. You two are exes though, huh? Well, what do you know? Catherine knows her way around a lady. Who would have thought? The lines of disgust on her face soften into something kinder. It's like catching a glimpse of a shooting star. There 1 second and gone the next. You have to convince yourself you saw her smile altogether. It's good that you two put your boys first. Despite everything, I could never find that level of maturity in my partner. Catherine reclines in her seat, hit by a sudden pang of regret. She pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose with an index finger. Her compliment doesn't go unnoticed, though. Your glasses are gorgeous, dear. They suit you. Do you model? I was wondering the same. No, I know, Imhari, you were wondering that and more. That and more. You take Noor's cue to change the conversation topic and also to take this opportunity to learn more about Catherine. She wiggles in her seat a bit and you can see her cheeks tint a purple hue. Her glasses must mean a lot to her. Of course she models. I was just making pleasant conversation. Sometimes on the side. Noor leans into you. You instinctively bring your ear closer to her lips. You can feel her smirk against your skin. Forget what I said about the other woman having nice lips. Oh my god, your face is burning. You couldn't be more flustered than you are at this moment. Not both of them tag teaming on like just admiring and wanting to just bang Catherine. Like, come on. Noor is giving you her blessing. Question is, do you let your ex-wife play wingman or do the responsible thing and remember you're all adults in a meeting about the enrichment of your children? Why do I have to pick the choice? Wait! And it's doing the music thing again, so I'll probably just mute it like I did last time. Okay. Permission to fraternize with the enemy. I liked it better when you were tearing me down every 3 seconds, Noor. Permission to fraternize with the enemy. Permission to fraternize with the enemy? Noor doesn't respond, probably because you're being silly. You don't take offense to her silence. Models have other people dress them, but it's clear you have an eye for fashion, Catherine. We are in the presence of a multi-talented fashionista. What? Catherine's one of those people who has had to be tough her whole life. It's clear she doesn't know how to handle your compliments. Why are you being so nice to me? It's such a shame too, because you mean what you say. Catherine is gorgeous. You're lucky to even breathe the same air as her. You can scarcely pay attention to what she's saying. Quit it. It's annoying. I don't mean any harm. You're stunning. You don't have to do anything to deserve kindness. Cut the bullshit, Abdi. You think I don't know there's some ulterior motive behind your mushy kind words? You genuinely want to be her friend. You genuinely think her beauty is to die for. You don't understand her need to turn everything into a fight. Oh shit. Honestly, Amhari, you have every reason to hate me. No way I buy that you don't. I nearly killed you. I've been sabotaging our kids' friendship and I've been curving you at every opportunity. All right, so Noor didn't need to know any of that. Still, you can't believe Catherine's mad at you because you're not mad at her. Do something, be angry, scream at me, anything but pretend I don't want to finish what I started in that parking lot, because I do. I would have taken first-degree murder over this. You take your eyes off Catherine for a moment and realize Noor's no longer in the classroom. Oh, she left. She must have snuck off when Catherine was in the middle of her rants. You would have left too if you were third-wheeling in an argument you had nothing to do with. Catherine's still laying into you as you pull your phone out to view your most recent text. Someone's been blowing you up. Okay, the messages got like clumped. All right, okay, so I'm assuming this is Joan saying, is everything all right? Sounds like someone's yelling in the classroom. Anyway, I forgot to photocopy the itinerary to pass out to everyone. I hope things calm down by the time I get back. Actually, I might also brew a coffee while I wait for this old slow machine to do its magic. Speaking of, when are we going to get that new photocopy machine? Time I stood you up for coffee at that cafe down the street, that was on purpose, but you didn't notice because... Yeah, You're totally listening to Catherine. She's totally not being tuned out right now. Ellie came with the kids and picked me up. We're going to get ice cream and then swing by your house. Figured you and the model could use some alone time. Don't take all day though. You get 30 minutes tops. Have fun, kids. Wait, Noor! Okay, is this a sign? Did Noor and Joan both leave you here with Catherine on purpose? You just got wingmaned by a kindergarten teacher and your ex-wife and your kids, technically. You remind yourself that this meeting started 30 minutes late. If any other parents were going to be here, they would have shown up already. Read Catherine. What does read Catherine for filth mean? What? Don't say anything. I guess, don't say anything. So that's it? You're just going to let me walk all over you? I told you, I'm not going to be mean to you for meanness' sake. I'm not going to argue with you over nothing. There's no way you're in an argument about not wanting to be in an argument right now. You'd be lying if you said Catherine isn't hot when she's angry, though. That's pretty unattractive. May I ask you what brought you to that conclusion? If I wanted a doormat, I would have bought one. Ouch. That one hurt. Show me some backbone, Abdi. Anyways, I don't think Dot's coming back. She's going to reschedule, probably. Good. I'll make sure I'm not there. That's fine. I hope you haven't forgotten about our kids' play date at the park tomorrow. What? We're supposed to be taking the kids to the playground tomorrow. It's my only day off. We talked about this 2 weeks ago. I reminded you yesterday. You don't think Catherine forgot? She definitely was ignoring your text, though. Of course I remember. I was just making sure you remembered. That doesn't make sense. Your face doesn't make sense. What do you mean by that? Catherine doesn't dignify you with a response. She darts past you, dashes down the stairs like an Olympic medalist. She carries herself with an immense amount of grace, all things considered. She didn't even trip once. You sigh and send a quick text to Joan that everything's under control, though you suspect she's probably right down the hall, leaning against a door, sipping her coffee as she watches Catherine make her exit. Joan's going to want to know every juicy detail. How you and Catherine met, where you and Catherine met, why you and Catherine met. It's a funny story, really. But after Arihi judged you for falling head over heels with a would-be murderer, you're not ready to get an earful from Joan too. Interesting. Ooh, we're at the park. You didn't think Catherine would arrive at the play date you guys scheduled at the park, but she did. She was early too, 30 minutes early. You don't want to overthink it, but knowing Catherine, she probably showed up early to spite Joan. Speaking of Joan, you wonder if she knows about your attraction to her and this is her way of proving she's superior. Stop self-sabotaging. Enough about Joan, this is about Catherine. You, Catherine, and your 3 children have spent around 2 hours exploring Jersey City Park. The park by your house is closer, but you made the 40-minute drive to this one because Jalil and Jabari say the other park is boring. You find yourself agreeing with them. This park has swings, slides, playground climbers, seesaws, merry-go-rounds, and about 1 million other kids climbing on top of each other to bounce in a speedy motorcycle. There weren't many people at the park when you guys arrived, so the kids got to ride on their favorite animals and bugs before the park was overrun. Your kids have a tendency to save the swings for last, when the sun is setting and the air is cool against their adorable little faces. Cassie wasn't picky about where she wanted to play. She's just happy to be here. You and Catherine are keeping a close eye on your children, leaning against a rail when you oversee them from afar. Catherine may have her flaws, but her smile more than makes up for it. She's been in a fantastic mood, and if all goes well, she'll return home on a high note. This has been lovely. Yeah. I guess it's better than giving you shit, but only slightly better. You laugh a little at her comment. I get you. Apology accepted. The boys are in full bucket seats, so you don't have to worry about them getting hurt. You love how secure and hardy these seats are, but you'd be lying if you said getting them into the seats wasn't a challenge in and of itself. You needed Catherine's help to scoop them up into them and get their legs through the holes. You are seeing Catherine for who she is, a flawed person whose fight or flight is always on, who doesn't always make the right choices. Arihi was right. You had a problem with romanticizing your relationships. You couldn't see Noor for what she was and felt bamboozled when you two were together. You even had the audacity to tell Noor she changed when you had created an entirely different version of Noor in your head. You would have divorced yourself too. God. These swings are cooler than the flat ones over there. Yeah, Mama, I feel like the big robot that saves the day in Force Cadets. Cassie tries to push both the boys on the swings. You two watch as she pushes Jaleel and then pushes Jabari, giggling all the while. You're going to tire yourself out, sweetheart. Mommy, they're twins, Mama, equal pushes, like this. Cassie doesn't take no for an answer. She gets her stubbornness from her mother. I have to commend Cassie for never giving up. She's determined to find a way to push the boys at the same time. Cassie can do anything she sets her mind to. It makes for a rambunctious girl, but you could not believe the things she's learned how to do on her own. That's amazing. You smile warmly at Catherine. Your boys are talented too, but you don't want to shift the conversation to them. You're not that kind of person anymore. Catherine returns your smile. Her grandfather got her a bike without training wheels for her birthday. I thought it would be a problem even with all the protective gear she had on, but she took off like a bat out of hell, like it was second nature. Cassie knows how to read a map, use a compass, and can cook an egg under supervision. Your little girl is truly exceptional. She's going to be out like a light when you two get home, though. Catherine holds the metal bar with both her hands, leaning in towards the kids' direction. You hear that, Cass? Hari thinks your bedtime will start as soon as you get in the house. Cassie rips her gaze away from the boys and sticks her tongue out at her mother. That's funny. Nuh-uh, I sleep when I want. Hey, keep your tongue in your mouth. Yeah, Mama, we sleep when we want. Yeah, Mama, we sleep when we want. Now why are you in it? That's funny. Before you can respond, Cassie skips towards the two of you with the smile too big for her face. You feel a pang of panic and immediately bury it with happy thoughts. The kids aren't even a leap away, but you feel as if they're on the other side of the world. Catherine's hand on your shoulder is the only thing that grounds you. Hey, is everything okay? Sorry. Your anxiety only spiked for a second, and that was still long enough for Catherine to feel it. While it's incredible that she's in tune to your emotions, you don't want to be a burden on her. You're ashamed and you know you shouldn't be because your anxiety is not something you can control. Your thoughts got away from you and you reined them in as fast as you could. What's with the long face? No need to apologize. She lets go of your shoulder. I probably shouldn't have touched you like that without your permission. I should be the one apologizing. Before you can tell Catherine it's not her fault, Cassie stops in front of you two, jumping up and down in pure glee. On the 17th jump, she nudges Catherine aside. Her mother crouches down and smiles. I have to pee. Catherine gives Cassie a big kiss on the cheek before scooping her up into her arms. She twirls her daughter around twice before giving her a tighter, shorter hug, and then she looks at you with the sweetest smile on her face. You can't help but blush. This feels normal. This is the life you've always wanted. There's a bathroom nearby. I'll meet you there. It'll take a while for you to get the twins out of those things. It's not a gross porta potty, is it? You've seen one too many videos about people in porta potties flying off into space. Ew, no. It's one of those tiny buildings. Pretty sure it's a gender-neutral bathroom. Thank goodness. That is very good, actually, very convenient. It's easier to get the boys out of the swings than it is to put them in. That's for sure. Catherine and Cassie just made it to the bathroom as the three of you meet up with them. Catherine's talking to someone and it's none other than Joan. Okay, Joan, can you not? Joan, why are you here? The boys let go of your hands to jump around their teacher. Hi, Miss Dot. Hi, Miss Dot. Cassie is just as excited as they are, even though she doesn't know Joan. If it isn't my favorite boys, and your name is? I'm Cassie. You're pretty. Joan pauses, giving you and Catherine a once-over. Oh God. I'm a bit disappointed I wasn't invited to your dates. Honestly, Joan better stop talking to you like that. You will risk it all. You mentally smack yourself. Yeah, Hardy, stop. You're with Catherine right now. Stop being thirsty for no reason. God. Jesus. You will not flirt with another woman. You will not pretend you don't need a future with Catherine. You deserve to be happy. It's a play date. I saw the way you looked at Imhari. I was looking at him like any other person. Right. So what brings you to the loo? I have to pee. Far be it for me to be in your way. After you. I'll be out here waiting. Then I want to hear all about this. Joan, their date isn't even completely over yet. Stop ruining the moment. Oh my God. It's not a date. You're surprised the inside of the bathroom is spotless. Considering the circumstances, there's 3 separate stalls, thankfully, so Cassie does her business in one of the other ones. She finishes before the twins, naturally, so by the time they're done, she's already drying her hands. Boys, can you escort Cassie to Miss Dot while Catherine and I use the restroom? There's a small window on the bathroom's door where you can see the top of Joan's head. You feel much better knowing the kids are safe with Joan. Race you! Jabari doesn't bother with putting his hands underneath the dryer. He sprints towards the door. Good, because those hand dryers are very dirty anyway. Jaleel, don't let her get away. But this is the best part. I like the smell and the bubbles. Jaleel bumbles behind Jabari. Cassie opens the door and Joan greets the three of them with a smile. You exhale, quite pleased with yourself, although brief. You've created some alone time with Catherine. Speaking of Catherine, someone was in a good mood today. Wait, what's going on? Catherine pushes her glasses up the bridge of her nose, debating what she should say in response. If this was yesterday, you'd brace yourself for a tongue lashing. To tell you the truth, I haven't had this much fun in ages. And Cassie likes you a lot. I can't date anyone because she ends up hating their guts. Okay, Well, you're happy Cassie agrees with your digestive tract. Your hand finds Catherine's hand on the sink and you notice how well kept her nails are. They're painted pink and match her outfit. She washed her hands when Cassie washed hers, so they're super soft too. You could hold her hand forever. You bring her hand up to your mouth and give it a kiss. You bring her hand up to your mouth and give it a kiss, massaging the top of it with your thumb. There was no NSFW warning though. This is pretty NSFW if I say so myself. Very softcore. She smells really good. You lose yourself in her perfume. You don't know when you'll get this chance again, so you savor it. You've been thinking about being this close to her for weeks. You're taking your time with Catherine. You make sure she's comfortable, looking for any indication that she wants you to stop. When you don't find one, you trace the curve of her jaw with your thumb and moving closer. Moving closer, brushing some of her hair behind your ear. There was no NSFW. Ooh, okay, ooh. Yes, surprise NSFW. Ooh, yes. You catch the smallest glimpse of her eyes and it leaves you breathless. You want to kiss her so bad, you can't stand it. You give up, give in, exhaling sweet nothings as you lean into your lips. Kiss, 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 kiss. Okay. Out of all the relationships that Amhari could have gotten into, I'm happy with this one. Because this is needed. 100% needed. Catherine is like the perfect dynamic for Amhari because Catherine doesn't take any shit. So Amhari is forced to like adapt to that. Like, and Amhari can't beat around the bush because Catherine can sniff it out. And I feel like because Catherine can like read Amhari really well, this is just perfect. Like, this couple is perfect in my opinion. Yes, please actually end up with each other, because I thought Issa had it and then it was gone. Like, that bamboozled everybody. So I hope this stays. Oh my God, yes. You're kissing her and you can't stop kissing her. You don't want this moment to end, so you become overindulgent, peppering kisses all over her neck and collarbone. This is worship. You're usually a smooth talker when things start heating up, but your words have been replaced by sheer, unbearable longing. You'd probably fuck up the mood stumbling over your words. Catherine's not big on talking about her feelings or expressing herself verbally anyway. Physical intimacy is definitely her love language. She lets you melt into her, backing up against the wall so that you have more leverage to do what you want. If your kids weren't waiting outside, you would be here kissing Catherine for hours. Sure, you'd sell her left lung for an opportunity to sleep with her. Oh, you'd sell your left lung for an opportunity to sleep with her, but you're not horny enough to forget, you two are still in a bathroom no matter how clean it is. Joan, go away! Like, I was on a high, and then everything just came crashing because this bitch just, I don't like Joan anymore. I genuinely do not like Joan anymore. You killed the mood. I was getting all ready and stuff. I was like gonna hype up Imhari and everything. But no, you wanted to come in and ruin the mood, Joan. Thank you. God. Hey, are you two still alive in there? You about to be dead when I'm done with you, Joan. Shit, I almost forgot. A jolt of anxiety snaps your gaze towards the door. If Joan came in and saw you making out with Catherine, it'd be all she'd want to talk about for the next 6 months. You straighten your clothes and smooth out your hair, clearing your throat to cut the silence between you and Catherine. I got a little carried away, sorry. Listen, Imhari, if I have to hear you say sorry one more time, I'll blow a gasket. Besides, you're an excellent kisser. Ooh. You've been complimented on your kissing before, but hearing it from Catherine embarrasses you. You can't keep your composure around her. She's not the type to compliment others, so hearing her say you're a good kisser feels like you've just been awarded a gold medal. When you hold open the door for Catherine to walk out first, you're greeted with the smiling faces of your boys and Cassie's boundless energy. Cassie acknowledges you and Catherine with a frantic waving hand and a big smile. You don't want this day to be over. You hope it never ends. It's been a couple of weeks and you haven't seen hair nor hide of Catherine. She's been ghosting you the entire time you've known each other, so that isn't surprising. But after that makeout session in the bathroom at the park, she should have said at least something. She hasn't been responding to your texts either. Again, that isn't surprising because she consistently leaves you on read, but now you're starting to feel like you did something wrong, which really isn't fair. Is Catherine in love with you? Are you guys partners now? Who knows? You sure as hell don't. You tell yourself to stay positive, but you've been hanging onto that stand of positivity for a month now. You've also been resisting the temptation to ask Arihi what he thinks about the situation, but you know what he'd say. If she wanted to be with you, she would have said so by now. These aren't thoughts you should be having while dropping the boys off at school. You should probably get them out of their seats and take them to Joan. Look, Mama, there's Cassie and her mama. Can we say hi to them before we go inside? Your anxiety spikes as you look through the passenger window and see Catherine parked right next to you. You remember that the boys considered Cassie their best friend, and now you feel even more awful that their play date at the park was the last time they hung out together. You get out of the car. The boys are holding your hands, and you get over yourself and muster up the courage to look at Catherine. Hi, Imhari. How have you been? Catherine, it's nice to see you. I hope you've been well. Catherine hesitates to respond, like you accidentally made her relive memories she wanted to keep locked away. Your first instinct is to apologize, but you remember Catherine told you to stop apologizing, so you swallow the word down. Something like that. What are we exactly, Catherine? Oh boy. I owe you an explanation, I know. Cassie and the boys are blissfully unaware of the situation. Cassie is somehow playing a hand clap game with the two of them. You're a good person, Imhari. Better than I deserve, and I'm not being self-depreciative. I'm not a good person. Sure, you have your flaws, but doesn't everyone? we could work through them together. That's the thing. Loving me shouldn't be work. There's nothing you can say to that. Everyone in your life up until now has been saying you deserve to be happy. You would be doing them a disservice if you plunged headfirst into a relationship that Catherine is smart enough not to want. I want to work on my own issues before I commit to another person. I was silly to think I could change in a couple of weeks. So that's what you were doing all this time? I thought you hated me. The school bell starts to ring. The boys scamper behind your legs while Cassie hides behind Catherine. They know that means they're officially late and that there will be consequences. You and Catherine exchange awkward smiles. Oh boy. It's clear you two want nothing more than to be together. The timing just isn't right, and you're not the people you want to be, but you're working on it. Catherine wanted to be a better her for you, and you're finally starting to work through your own issues as well. So why does this resolution feel so bitter? It feels bitter because I wanted the one chance that we had for a couple to legit be together no matter what. We don't get that again. Life has taught you a lot of hard lessons recently. The most important being that you have to let love go, even if you don't want to. You have to learn how to move on, no matter how much it hurts. So, do you want to schedule another play date for the kids? My job gets me free museum admission. My boys have never been. Sure, I'll meet you back here after I talk to Cassie's homeroom teacher about her being late. Sounds good? More than good. See you in a bit. You're jumping for joy on the inside. You're happy you can still be Catherine's friend and that things aren't as strained as you thought they would turn out to be 5 minutes ago. And who knows? Things aren't set in stone. Maybe there could be a relationship far into the future when you both are better. A vision of love. Oh, at least out of all the other ones, they acknowledge their flaws. They acknowledge that they have things that they have to fix and work with, right? Fix and work. At least they still want to keep in contact. Like there was no indication that they don't want to keep in contact or anything. Like this actually ended on a good note, actually. It actually ended on a good note, which is pretty crazy. Closing statements? Closing statements. Okay, let's go. Let's go, baby. Amhari's closing statements. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Content warnings. None. And no content warnings. Ooh, pretty colors. Warm. You feel warm. You're back at the endless empty hallway. No doors, no windows, no decorations of any kind. There are only barren walls gliding by you as you bring one foot in front of the other. It occurs to you that you must be dreaming. Again. You hear a voice. It isn't unfamiliar, but at the same time, it isn't one that you've ever heard before. It almost sounds like a blend of all the comforting voices that you've ever heard before, like Biggs and Arihi and Issa and Yolanda and all of your friends blended together. Amhari, are you ready? I don't know. Ooh, Amhari with a new look. It's time. You know that, right? Yeah, I know. I'll be okay. It's time for what? Your eyes are shut, not tight, not in a way that indicates distress. Your eyes are just closed as you lay back in your bed. Wait, is Amhari's hair longer? I just realized. Wait a minute. The morning sunlight caresses your face so softly. You almost don't realize that you're awake and you're still in that golden space. As your brain begins to catch up with the rest of your body, you begin to register that yes, you do want to wake up. You have so much going on today, and you feel completely ready to tackle it. The first thing you do after getting up and taking your Crivons is check your phone. You have a few texts from last night that came in while you were sleeping, and you excitedly scroll through the messages. Hi, Biggs. Hey, can't wait for later. Wait, can't wait for later. That was actually real fast. Just so you know, Malik has insisted on bringing his children. Unlike him, they know how to behave, so it shouldn't be an issue. Wait, what's going on? I'll be arriving at the park with Jaleel, Jabari, and Ali at around noon. Please make sure you're there early so that you can meet the bounce house people. Are we having a birthday party? Your heart races, not out of anxiety, but out of anticipation. You quickly pull your clothes for the day out of your closet before jumping in the shower. As you wash yourself, you're overcome with a strange nostalgia. Jaleel and Jabari are 6 years old today, and while you're kind of sad to see them grow older, you're also filled with excitement when you think about all of the incredible things they're going to do as they grow. It's their birthday! You managed to plan their party with Noor and Ali without going to jail. And you consider that to be a pretty high achievement if you do say so yourself. The plan is to meet at the municipally owned Star Park, allowing you to get an excellent discount on facility rental. You reserved a large pavilion near the Hacky Sack Park and rented a bounce castle. The river next to the park is far too disgusting for anyone to actually swim in it, but it'll be nice to spend time in the sun near the water regardless. You invited pretty much everyone you know, regardless of if they have children themselves. The ones who do all jumped at the chance to take their kids to the park, and the ones who didn't all seemed to jump at the chance to just hang out on a nice Saturday afternoon. It's strange to think about, but Jaleel and Jabari's last birthday party was certainly a more tense affair. You remember doing your best not to scream at Noor, and you remember mostly failing at that task. But now, not only are you more than just civil with your ex-wife, you have a network of friends who will be there, not just to see you, but to celebrate your sons as well. Ooh, look at Imhari looking stylishly casual. You check the time. Perfect. Now that you're dressed, you still have plenty of time to drink some coffee before you leave. You take a quick moment to assess yourself in the mirror. Over the past year or so, you've let your hair grow out quite a bit. Yolanda has gotten you all shaped up whenever you needed a trim, and you take a moment to appreciate the way your curls frame your face and make it look a little softer. You've also found yourself more comfortable in casual clothing. You're wearing a novelty t-shirt under a button-up that's decorated with images of busty women lounging on fruit. You picked it out a while ago on a shopping trip with Biggs. You smile as you recall the scandalized look on their face when you decided to buy it. Oh my god. Yeah, the past year or so has been pretty good to you think. Okay, Imhari with the growing. You arrive at the park at around 11, just in time to meet the bounce castle people in the parking lot. Oh, you again, miss. Okay, no shoes allowed in the castle. An adult must be within 10 feet of the castle while it's in use. And Quickie Bounce is not liable for any accidents that may occur due to negligence on your part. All of this is in the waiver you signed. Sounds good. Is there anything I need to do while you set up? The young woman sneers at you. Absolutely not. Happy birthday from all of us at Quickie Bounce. She looks like she wants to spit on your face as she says it. Yeah, cause don't you remember you hit on her, Imhari? You let it slide, though. Nothing, and you mean nothing, will spoil today for you and your sons. You're setting up coolers full of pop and juice and bottled water under your reserved pavilion when Noor arrives, your children and Ali in tow. Emhari, hi. Mama, is that just like one big, okay, yeah, that's just one big Amogus shirt. And then we got just one big Creeper shirt. Oh God, I love them so much. Mama! Your sons immediately run towards you and leap into your arms. You stagger back as you try to lift them both off of the ground. You won't be able to do that for much longer, but you don't let that thought ruin your good mood. Hello, my little ones. Happy birthday! Hi, Allie. Hi, Emhari. How are you? Good. How are you? Over time, you've come to accept that Allie is, in fact, pretty cool. And more importantly, she is as devoted to your children as you and Noor are. You really couldn't ask for anything more. Great. I was just going over the RSVP list to make sure we order enough pizza for everyone. Speaking of pizza, I kind of want pizza right now. And it looks like everyone is accounted for except for... They pull out her phone to check their list. It looks like Catherine and Cassie P are still listed as maybe. So if you could text her or something, that would be great. They'll be here. Oh, they'll be here. Are you sure? Well, if you say so, the final number will be 30 then. You're glad that Jabari stepped in for you. It isn't that you don't want to talk to Catherine, but... No, you aren't going to follow that train of thought. Today isn't about what could have been. It's about your sons. Okay, so I'll call the order for 2 p.m. The bounce castle is set up, and Isabel should be here with the cake in about 30 minutes. And then the rest of the guests should be coming soon after. Amazing. Ooh, Emhari, I have a cake here for you. Hi, Isa. You're standing on a step ladder hanging string lights from the roof of the pavilion. So this looks like this is, every person that we're gonna see is gonna be the closing statement version of everybody, because so much time has passed. So that's kind of cool. Isa, it's great to see you. You step down off the ladder and give Isabel a quick side hug. You look amazing. Thank you so much for getting the cake. Noor and I really appreciate it. It's no problem. My cousin's bakery has the best tres leches cake this side of the Hacky Sack River. There's no way I couldn't get one for you all. She hands you one of those insulated zipped bags that delivery drivers carry. There are ice packs in here to keep the cake fresh until it's time to cut it. It's all wrapped up and everything, so we don't need to fit it into a cooler. Amazing, thank you. You put the cake on one of the long tables under the pavilion. I'm just finishing up the decorations. Feel free to grab a drink and relax. The others should be here soon. Great. I have got to tell you about what happened to me on my way home from rehearsal last night. You get back to decorating as she launches into a long story that she had already relayed to you live via text last night. Out of the corner of your eye, you watch Allie holding your sons back as they try to chase a family of geese near the playground equipment. Oh my God. It's actually pretty funny. It doesn't take long for guests to begin arriving. Arihi shows up right on time, dragging the infamous Malik behind him. You aren't exactly sure what they have going on with each other, but you have a sinking suspicion that Arihi doesn't either. Dude, I am happy to see that Arihi and Malik are like in this together. I like this. I like this. Malik has 2 kids following behind him, probably around the same age as then Jaleel and Jabari. Oh, his kids. Emhari, hey, this is Malik. These are his children. I need to sit down. That's funny. He quickly walks off towards the pavilion where Isabel is sitting and chatting with one of Noor's friends from work. Damn. I mean, I guess you know that he's like this all the time, but damn. Hey, I'm Malik. Hi Malik, I've heard quite a bit about you. Anyways, thank you for inviting me and my kids. It's nice to get to take them somewhere besides my place. Somewhere besides your place? Don't they live there? It's complicated, but you know what I meant. I'm going to make sure Arihi doesn't pass out or something on the bench. I brought emergency painkillers just in case. This man will faint anywhere if you let him. Oh my god. You get the sense that Malik has been a little bit of a freeloader up until recently. You decide that you don't really need to press him on the issue, as curious as he might be. No, he's a Bound Cloud superstar, just saying. The coochie man. That's who he is. Hey, I'm Hari. I brought balloons. Many balloons, in fact. Over a dozen balloons of varying sizes and colors embellished with ribbons and paper tissue accents. They're so big they crowd around their face, or around her face. So you take them from her and place them on the gift table. The boys will love these. Thank you. I might have waited until the last minute to look for a gift. I don't know what 6-year-olds like. The fact that they're twins was just double anxiety on what to get. You can tell I don't usually go to kids' parties. There's a first for everything, huh? No, it's fine. You didn't have to bring anything at all. Besides, you'd be surprised at what 6-year-olds will accept as gifts. Like a rock. They'll be fine with a rock. Give them 2 rocks. They'll be super happy with 2 rocks. Anaya relaxes and you pat yourself on the back for making her less anxious. You know she's not the type of person to start conversations, much less carry them. So you take the reins. You won't let her feel out of place on your boy's special day. She belongs here, gift or not. She's one of your good friends and you're willing to tag along with her the rest of the day if it means she'll feel comfortable. Jabari got attached to a bottle of barbecue sauce when he was younger and would cry if I didn't let him play with it. Other kids have blankies or plushies to bring them comfort. Not Jabari. If he didn't have his bottle of honey mustard barbecue sauce, he would cry the rest of the day. Barbecue sauce? What? Did you tie a bow around it? Please tell me you let him decorate it with stickers. No, but that's a good idea. Your teeth are rotting from how cute Anaya is. She's really playful despite her shy, kept together demeanor. But look, we have Catherine, okay? So just, it's okay to compliment, but we have Catherine, remember? She put the happiness of your barbecue sauce-obsessed 2-year-old first, willing to risk his twin getting jealous and also wanting his own designer bottle of barbecue sauce. That's something only someone who genuinely loves kids would do. I didn't want him running around with a bottle of sauce, so I only let him have it on special occasions. You flinch at the thought of Jabari running around the house, dousing your furniture in the smoky condiment. It would have taken you ages to get those stains out of the carpet. I still have that bottle of barbecue sauce, but it never leaves its solitary place in the pantry. Mostly because it's expired, but Jabari's outgrown it. I don't even think he'd remember it if he saw it. So you're keeping an expired bottle of barbecue sauce in your pantry for sentimental purposes. Well, when you put it like that, yeah, I suppose so. Don't ever change him, Hari. Okay, so maybe this whole barbecue sauce thing wasn't the best story to calm Anaya down with, but hey, her concern is completely warranted. You should have emptied the bottle and washed it out if you were going to keep it a long time ago. The sauce isn't going to retain your memories of baby Jabari. You're not going to eat it either, so what's the point? Getting attached to years old barbecue sauce is almost as strange as 2-year-old Jabari wanting to cuddle with it like a teddy bear. Anyways, thanks for talking with me, Emhari. You're weird, but in an endearing way. Glad I got to see this side of you. It finally occurs to you that other people might have idealized perceptions of you. You weren't the only one picking and choosing things you wanted to see in others, as Anaya demonstrated in 64K. Why is she like... Why the formulas and stuff? God. But that's your fault, though. You wanted to be this suave, smooth, talking lady killer. You didn't want Anaya to see you as anything but an eloquent John Dwan who wears silk robes and drinks red wine every night before bedtime. You wanted her to think you'd change her life. You can't believe how you acted in the past. Absolutely unreal. How were you supposed to change her life when yours was in shambles long before you met her? Hey, Eartha Emhari. Anaya waves her hand in front of your face and you stop thinking so hard about things you can't change. There you are. You always have this spaced out look whenever you start thinking too hard. Wanted to make sure you're all there before I catch up with Isabel. And maybe introduce myself to all the new people here. Maybe. We'll see how much juice my social interaction battery lasts. You watch Anaya mingle with the other guests and sigh in relief. You're glad your friendship with Anaya is still solid after things went completely pear-shaped back at Yolanda's place during your intervention with the girls. You said a lot of things you didn't mean in a desperate attempt to rationalize your behavior. You can't apologize enough for your visceral reaction. You had fully convinced yourself Anaya was the one. It still hurts a little, but now you can confidently admit that was all your fault. Anaya didn't tell you to put her on a pedestal, and she certainly didn't indulge your delusions of grandeur. You can feel a panic attack coming on, but you refuse to have an episode in a crowd full of happy, laughing people. Absolutely not. You'll swallow glass before you give into your demons. You look good, Emhari. Yeah, hi, Yolanda. Yolanda has been the biggest problem maker in this entire series. She has. The earthy tones of Yolanda's voice snap you back to reality. You turn around and are met with her signature warm smile. You smile back, grateful for her presence. After all, without Yolanda calling an emergency reality check with the other girls, you probably would have continued to treat people like shit in pursuit of the perfect person. Yolanda, it's good to see you. I'm so glad you could make it. Of course, this means a lot to you and it's your boy's big day. I wouldn't miss it for the world. You're too good to me, Habibi. I have much to thank you for. Don't be silly. That's what friends are for. If someone told you a few months ago that someone who isn't Arihi would have kicked your ass and read you for filth about your unhinged behavior, you would have called them a liar. Yolanda is down to earth, honest. She's never had any ill intentions towards you and has only wanted to help. You were in desperate need of a friend like her. You know, it's like you've become a whole new person these past few weeks. You're happier. It's a good thing too, because I was getting pretty sick of doom and gloom Emhari. She's right. You are happier. You've shed a decade's worth of self-inflicted emotional turmoil, and your footsteps are lighter for it. You're no longer dwelling on the past and looking forward to the future. You'd go as far as to say you're excited for what tomorrow will bring. The medication you take combined with your new outlook on life makes every second living feel phenomenal. This has to be what they mean by the phrase getting high on life. Live, laugh, love. Like middle-aged white soccer moms love to say. After this birthday party, you're going to head to the nearest hardware store and buy one of those rustic hanging wall signs. While you're at it, you'll start using terms like blood orange and build a swing chair in your backyard where you can read your novels. Hell, you might even look for a minivan to restore and put 4 TV screens in it to finalize your transformation. Oh my god. You're joking about all of this, of course. But you can't help but wonder how all the Sharons and Helens and Carols of the world are also happy all the time. You watch as Yolanda starts to mingle with the other guests. You're proud of yourself for not immediately jumping to the conclusion that Yolanda is upset with you because she didn't stay and talk to you for 45 minutes. Now that you've accepted you have a problem with control, it's much easier to identify when you're having irrational thoughts. But there's still one more person you're hoping arrives, which is Catherine. Catherine, please. You can't complain. Today has been fantastic. You're surrounded by so much laughter and light and love that you don't know what to do with it all. Your eyes tear up as you begin to light the candles on Jaleel and Jabari's birthday cake. Not out of sadness, but an overwhelming wave of happiness that washes over you and swallows you whole. Jaleel and Jabari couldn't decide on whether or not they wanted a chocolate or a vanilla cake, so you got them the biggest marble cake you could find as a compromise. Jaleel will definitely have fun picking out the chocolate bits, and Jabari will happily eat both flavors. 6 candles, 6 wonderful years spent with your children. This moment is surreal. You'll never forget what it felt like to light the last candle on their 3-tier cake. Damn, 3 tiers, that is a big cake. What you thought about as you took a step back and your boys rushed towards the table after hours of playing in the bounce house, their hands still wet with soapy water. You've undergone a rebirth of yourself, quietly celebrating it alongside your boys growing older. The kids are doing just fine, and so are you. You will be just fine. Everything will be all right, even though Catherine didn't show up. Oh, it's not because she hates you. You won't allow your thoughts to sink to those lows because that's the thing. You don't know why she didn't come. Your days of jumping to conclusions are over. She's a busy woman, and on top of that, she's not known to be punctual. You're not going to stand here and make up things that didn't happen. As dusk falls, you find yourself wrapped in a cold breeze as the chirp of crickets and cicadas break out into a crescendo. Dots of lightning bugs garnish the burgundy blue sky. You catch a glimpse of Malik's children chasing after them before you close your eyes and let out a sigh. When you light the last candle, Isabel starts singing the happy birthday song as if on cue. She was waiting her entire life for this moment. You can't complain because Isabel's voice is gorgeous. You also lose yourself in her aria until Ali joins in and most of the adults start singing along. Isabel's singing is contagious. Even though Noor can't sing to save her life, she joins in anyway, contrasting Isabel's heavenly tones with nails scraping down a chalkboard. Dude, I can't sing Happy Birthday to save my life either. You're glad Noor took her horrible singing with her in the divorce. You almost feel sorry for Ali, almost. That's funny. Hi, Arihi. Why did he come in so slow for? Arihi is still being his stubborn self, trying hard to keep his signature scowl on his face, but you can see the teeniest bit of a smile on the edge of his lips. He's totally enjoying himself. He just doesn't want anyone else to know that. Malik would probably tease him to death if he saw him joining in on the singing. Probably. You feel someone take your hand into their own in a silent greeting. Their touch is so familiar that you don't have to look to see who it is. You turn into putty and melt into their embrace when they hug you. You've been yearning for them to touch you again for weeks. Catherine actually made it back. I'm actually proud of Catherine for actually coming. So yes, please let this be a happy ending. The hug doesn't last long. Neither of you want to become a topic of gossip, so you let go. She reaches out to hold your hand once more, and you happily let her hold it again. Oh, you can recognize Catherine's perfume a mile away. It spellbinds you. You're falling deeper and deeper into her presence, and you can't find it in you to pry yourself away. Oh, wow, that's such a cute picture. See, I actually like Amhari and Catherine together. I really do. Like, I love this pairing so much. God. See, told you I'd come. You're late. You know, I could have just not shown up at all. But I wouldn't have done that to you. Catherine pauses, her face scrunching up in disgust. And who is that singing? God, they sound awful. Maybe I should have just stayed home. That's funny. Jabari starts singing at the top of his lungs. Cassie pulls up a chair next to him, jumps on top of it, and joins him at full volume, effectively drowning out Noor screeching. That's funny. Jaleel pulls up a chair next to Cassie and joins his brother and best friend. You can't help but giggle at the sight of 3 kindergartners singing completely out of tune. Hey, Catherine? Yes? I love you. What? I know. I love me too. Catherine! Who wouldn't? Deflecting with her ego, huh? Typical Catherine behavior. I love you too. So you wouldn't have any problem running away with me and the kids to the other side of the world? And getting married and becoming new people in a different country working completely different jobs? Absolutely not. You were joking, and you're certain Catherine knows you were joking, but her blunt response still hurt. It takes you a second to regain your composure. It wouldn't work. I'm not that person, and you know that. I know, I understand. Isabel wraps up the end of the song with an impressive solo. Your boys inhale goo gobs of air, their cheeks perfectly round circles. Instead of responding, you gently squeeze Catherine's hand. You're thrilled you get to spend this moment with her. Despite your incompatibility and Catherine's fear of commitment, there's no one else you want beside you. Oh, happy Bay Day! Okay, this is the best outcome we've had ever. Out of all of the characters we've seen, this is the best. You know why? Because we actually have a positive, like, technically they're together, but they still want to keep in contact. Amhari is being super patient with Catherine. Catherine just is not ready to commit yet, but the feelings are there. So technically, if you want to speak on technicalities, technically, yes, we ended with somebody actually ending up with somebody for once and not ruining it. For once. Ooh, nice. Oh, Amhar's closing game ending has been unlocked. We got the game ending unlocked. And we got a new screen. Ooh, what? We're pretty much done with the game. We're done. There was something that I did want to see. Okay, so the choice, I believe, was to not give him the food, because I think last time we gave him the chicken personally, but this time We don't give him the food. I think that's what it was. So let's go ahead and not give him the food and then see what happens. You decide that you should actually do your job and have one of your coworkers actually do their job. You're the manager of this establishment, for crying out loud. You could be in your office writing bars instead of continuing to be insulted by this person whose name you don't even know. Oh, hello. Kamari Adams. Oh my god. Worker at Popeyes. Malik's co-worker at Popeyes. Jeez. You know what? Kamari, come deal with this. The order is already placed and the ticket has been printed out to be served. You hand it over to her before trailing off into your office, tossing your hat aside as you take a seat in front of your computer. Interesting. This place is a mess and you know you're going to have to deal with it eventually, but you really don't give a shit enough to be asked about that right now. Instead, you open the Word doc with your current song, rapping quietly as you tweak a few things. Minutes pass as you realize you've been rapping the same bar. Your mind isn't there, but on the man you just had to deal with. Why can't you get him out of your mind? It isn't like he's attractive or anything. Well, shit, maybe a little. His hair looked soft, touchable, and the way he tucked his shirt in. What the f***? Why are you daydreaming about a man who called you stupid? You should hate him. He was a dick to you and insulted your intelligence. You sigh, leaning back on your chair as you stare up at the ceiling. You should go talk to him. You don't even know his name. The restaurant is empty sans him. The restaurant is empty, sans him standing by himself in the corner. You watch him for a moment. He presents himself with such grace, almost as he's royalty, something you can't help but laugh at as you walk up to him. I've met you twice and don't even know your name. Gonna tell me, or do I have to call you the E-boy with 3 masters? He lets out a quiet laugh as you approach him. Huh, why did his laugh just give you butterflies? I suppose I owe you at least that. I'm Arihi Cooper. Well, Arihi, look at you, sitting here all alone. Don't you got a girlfriend or something? Wait, kinda depressing, don't you think? He gives you a dry look as you pull up a chair to sit with him. You know you could have easily sat across the booth from him, but where's the fun in that? I'm a marriage counselor. Dating is the last thing I want to deal with outside of my sessions. Are you married? He takes a quick glance at your hands resting on the table, letting out a laugh. Of course you're not. A man as insufferable as you wouldn't last in a relationship. Ouch. He has a point. Your longest relationship was about 5 years and ended when you were 24. Ever since, dating hasn't really been your thing. You could never get past that talking stage with women. Dating with 2 kids isn't ideal. Wow. First of all, you're a dick. I have 2 kids and dated a girl for 5 years. I know something about relationships. Bullshit. Prove it. Prove? What do you mean, prove it? Prove it? How are you supposed to prove that you dated Alice for 5 years? Sure, you can pull up pictures on your Instagram of the 2 of you with your daughter, but he could always say it's photoshopped. Haters will say it's photoshopped. You think quickly, realizing the only way to get him to believe you is by doing what you do best. Flirt. What? Would someone who... Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Would someone who hasn't been in a relationship do this? Okay. Whoever recommended me this route, I love you. Yes. Spicy. That's what you get, and I love how like shocked Arihi looks. You don't think, you never do, but especially right now as your body goes on autopilot, As you move to sit beside him, your hand coming up to gently caress his cheek, thumb running along his cheekbone before you lean in to kiss him. What? Why the f did you just kiss this man? You realize you're in way too deep now and decide the only best possible option is to stick with whatever plan your conscience comes up with, pulling away slightly to take a look at him and gather his reaction. He looks surprised and not disgusted nor annoyed like he typically does. His cheeks are flush and he doesn't seem to move away from the 3 inches you gave him. Neither of you speak. Instead, you just stare at each other in disbelief of the shit you just pulled. Why did you do that? To show you how I pull my moves in relationships. What? Didn't like it? He doesn't give you a verbal response. He just sort of stares at you for a moment, almost as if he's thinking or having a crisis. He still hasn't moved any further away from you, so maybe that's a good sign. Maybe you have royally fucked up. I didn't hate it. It's just been a while. No, I mean, you didn't hear that. F it. He didn't hate it, Malik. He kissed back. Okay, I'm going crazy here. He kissed back. Okay. This is the best way to end this series. Oh shit. Oh, he kissed back. Yes. He puffs out his cheeks before closing the small gap between you two. His hand moves to rest on your shoulder as he pulls you closer. And the panic you are having right now, you're sure he can feel it against his chest. Your heart is running 1,000,000 miles per minute. You wouldn't be surprised if you killed over right now. Okay, kissing. Yeah, kissing. You've done this plenty of times with many different women. So why would it be any different with a man? His lips are soft, really soft, and you find yourself melting into them as you return the kiss. He presses shallowly against you like he has to get used to the feeling before going any further. It would have been weird as hell to start making out with a guy in this situation. Despite that, some part of you betrays your brain by wanting it. Kissing on the clock is probably against the Popeyes employee handbook, and kissing a customer would probably get you fired. But he seems into it. Maybe he won't complain to corporate. You don't pull away. You don't want to pull away. The adrenaline, the rush of kissing a man for the first time seems to restart you. Like you just slept for 16 hours after a bender. You feel like a new person. A door to a new world was just opened in front of you, and someone from the other side held it open with a welcoming arm. He doesn't seem to want to pull away either. His cheeks are no longer puffed up, but instead flushed red. You can't help but laugh as you force yourself to pull away, your voice quiet as you speak. So, I suppose I can see you in a relationship. What? Told you one thing about me, I never cap. Cap? You give him a look. He must be old, or not online, or both. Never mind. Enjoying your food? I made it fresh just for you. What flattery indeed. It does taste better than when I get it from the drive-thru. You chat with him until you hear the sound of the bell ringing and 15 incoming students from the high school up the street. You and your coworker are the only ones in the store right now, and it probably wouldn't be fair to leave her by herself to deal with them. Shit, I gotta get back to work. So soon? Well, that is to say, I mean, I have to leave soon too. Can I get your number? What? 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 That's the last thing you would have expected from a man like him. First, he insults your intelligence, then he insults your relationship skills. At least he didn't insult your kissing. That really would have bruised the ego. You reach into your pocket to grab your phone before spotting the mixtape on the table beside his tray. You're glad he never threw it out. Maybe he was going to listen to it. you can't think too much about it right now. You have a register to run. It's on the back of the tape. Text me. We can hang later if you're free. I'm off at 6. You shoot him a wink before making your way to the register to start taking orders. Every few moments, you cast a glance towards his direction until he leaves. Once he does, you feel a buzz in your pocket. You'll get to it after work. For now, you do your job and daydream about seeing him later. Straight bros. Yeah, straight bros. Okay. Wow. All right, so it looks like we are at the end of ValiDate. This was a crazy journey. We experienced so many stories and so many just outcomes and things, and oh my god. It's just been a wild ride. So I just like how this was just more on just a journey of finding yourself, no matter like how hard or easy it was to. So definitely every single story was interesting and unique, and I definitely have my favorites. Malik's route. 100% Malik's route. But yeah, it was such a pleasure to play this game for you guys. Let me know in the comments below which route that you enjoyed the most. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey. Hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next adventure. Bye-byes!